What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow, and we are at a really nice week where we do see a sea of green, which I'll cover very shortly. As we always say, conviction is so important in the space. But I just want to share one thing with all of you. Mark the date. I am opening my Decentraland gallery on this Sunday. Okay, so the Non-Fungible TCHQ gallery opening party, where I will have the architect who actually built this really amazing building. The company behind it is actually Firework Studio, where the architect is gonna talk about the building concept, like the design concept. And I also have several artists whose work will be featured here as NFTs, and they will be on an upcoming live stream on Google Meets. And so basically how it works is that we'll have a simultaneous meeting. I will be sharing my screen in the Decentraland parcel, and I'll be going to different art, and then we'll have these respective artists gonna share about the stories and also their NFT journey. So it will be a very interesting night. It will be on June the 5th, which is this coming Sunday at 2 p.m. UTC. So the meeting place will be here and also on Google Meets. So right now I'm still finalizing which artists are gonna come to the show, who's gonna come into the stream, so I'll add them here. But keep an eye because it will be so exciting because there will be POAP giveaways. So if you're a huge fan of POAPs, bam, you have that. Okay, you will have prizes giveaway. For example, I am gonna give away 1 week of a priority gallery display. So if you are a NFT owner or if you are a certain person, I would give away that display for you for 1 week, so you can use this place for 1 week for free. Or if you're an artist, you can actually rent the place for free, but it would be in a prize format, right? And also we have a secret prize that I am trying to make it happen. So yeah, really exciting. Definitely, if you are interested, it's all online. I would post an official announcement very shortly once I have everything confirmed and submitted to Decentraland as an event. So without further ado, this is the opening event, and today I actually went to K11 Musea. The reason why I went there is that I do notice that two NFT creators whom I interviewed in the past have the work exhibited there, right? So this is really great. This is actually amazing Devya's art, and the really cool thing is that Devya and Sam is gonna be at the opening event. So anyways, I just went there to show my support, and I actually found out that FoodMasku's work is also there as well, right? So the really interesting fun thing is, and I know FoodMasku right now is in Paris, I think he's still there, but basically this was a artisan place where people could buy croissant. But there was these kids looking at this video of FoodMasku making croissants at his mask, right? And so this is actually an NFT that I think K11 brought. So it was actually a very interesting experience to see kids looking at NFT while they line up buying croissants. So that's a really interesting thing. So alright, moving on to today's news. Let us look at the market today. So the reason why we do see a sea of green is that in Asia, the market in Japan, in Shanghai, in Hong Kong, all of it is positive, right? And the reason for this is because China decided to say that, hey, the COVID situation isn't that worse, right? They said, oh, it isn't that worse right now. So Beijing, Shanghai starts to reopen as COVID cases drop, right? So there are less cases. They are more comfortable in resuming like a new normal. So this is actually very positive news, and that is why right now, if you look at pre-market US, right, the Nasdaq is actually positive. And as a result, as I always say, crypto is actually trading with the equities market, right? So if we look at the crypto market, super excited to see that Bitcoin is now 30,000 back. Ethereum is 1,888. So almost back to maybe 1,900 and 2,000. So the reason why I think these didn't pump as high as Bitcoin is that because the Bitcoin dominance, right? The money is in Bitcoin right now, so which I will share shortly. But as we can see in the crypto bubbles, these are all the sea of green, right? You have some tokens making move. Definitely not financial advice, but just want to talk through about this. You have ADA with a 12% increase. The reason for this, I think, is because people are actually bullish on ADA in terms of the upcoming hard fork, which is going to make it more scalable. And there are some improvement with the network. And then you also have Luna. So for those of you who do not know, Luna 2.0 came out, and so they have a new chain, which is the Luna chain. And now they have the Luna Classic chain, which is the old chain that actually went to zero, right? So these people are real degens. One day, 67% increase, right? So this is really a real degen play, right? If you bought Luna at the dump, and then in this 24 hours you have a 67% increase in your portfolio, that is definitely only crypto gains, right? But super risky. But I think all these tokens are slowly climbing up. Interesting. We see waves, and I'm not sure what this is. Helium, yes. Recovering with biggest movement, right? So as you all see, tokens, smaller tokens actually move much bigger if there's a huge pump. So usually that is what happens, right? But in general, I think money is coming back. As we can see, if we look at the this is the total crypto market cap, right? So we are slowly moving back up. So this was due to the huge pump, and we're slowly going back up on the road to recovery. And as I said last week, the reason why the crypto is trading and decoupling from the equities market, which is very weird, is because of futures exchange, future expiry and exchange, right? So we are talking about, there is a lot of contracts that will expire on last Friday, and they did, and therefore the prices are less heavily manipulated. And if you have been in this space for some time, every time when we're at the end of the month, on a Friday at the end of the month, usually that is where crypto becomes very volatile. You have these huge wick down and up and down, and that is how people make money if they have conviction, believing that the market will recover, as we've seen here, right? As we're seeing this recovery, right? So yeah, that is the crypto market. Right now, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance, we're at around 45 and 46, right? So it means within the market, 46% of the money is actually in Bitcoin, and Ethereum is at 18.09, right? So basically what it means is that if Bitcoin dominance go higher and higher, right? So this is a 1 month chart. Before it was at 41 and now it's at 45. So if Bitcoin dominance goes higher and higher and other altcoin dominance go lower and lower, it means that the movement that Bitcoin moves, the altcoin movement will be less elaborate, right? Because most money is in Bitcoin, right? So that's how this Bitcoin dominance is being tracked, okay? So I think one of the most important thing to see is actually on-chain data. A lot of people right now, your question would be, should I buy the pump right now? Should I buy right now? Or are we back in the bull market? And my concern is that actually on-chain data, if you look at this is for Bitcoin, right? Exchange reserve, we can see that because the prices are moving up, and then if we look at 1 week, right? Kind of exchange reserve kind of moves up a bit, right? So we do have, let's look at this. This is 1 week, 1 day, let's see. Okay, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, right? So we do have an uptick, right? So basically it means that our Bitcoin is going into the market, okay? So once we have Bitcoin in the exchanges, it basically means that there could be potential higher selling pressure, right? These are people who move Bitcoin in is very likely to sell if they foresee that Bitcoin might go up to a certain range, right? If I were you buying right now, I would be a little bit cautious. There's no right and wrong. Nobody could predict the future. Even going to the other YouTubers and stuff like that, they can't predict the future. But what you can see is data, right? They make data-driven decisions. But if you look at exchange net flow, you look at in 1 week, right? We do have Bitcoin leaving the market. So that is good, but it seems like in general the exchange reserves is high. So I think it is, if you look at this, right now it says it's a negative in terms of exchange reserve. Exchange net flow is kind of negative, so be careful. Fund premium, sentiment, Coinbase premium are all kind of negative. RSI is neutral, so we're still at a, we'll have to see, right? So sentiment is negative. So this is Bitcoin, right? Let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum exchange reserve is still kind of high, but then the net flow is positive, right? So usually when we see if net flow and exchange reserve is negative, then basically the higher the selling pressure, the most likely the price will dump. So we'll have to be careful. So this is all Stablecoin. So this is not available, so it's fine. So anyways, this is just some on-chain data, just to be careful. And you hear here first. So in terms of DeFi, DeFi is still pretty much the same, nothing much, really special. if the world, I mean, if the crypto world is in a on risk mode, right, risk averse mode, it means that less and less money will be in DeFi because people think that it's risky to leave money in this protocol, and also the yield might not be worth it, right? With the Luna incident that happened, right? So that's it for DeFi. Let us look at NFT. If we look at this, look at NFT ranking, right, in the last 24 hours. Ethereum last 24 hours change minus 14.43%. And then in terms of sales, right? But Solana, there's around 29.44% change. But I think the interesting thing to see here is that actually in the last 24 hours, there are 11,000-ish people and 17,000-ish people using the Ethereum and Solana chain. So it is actually only 28,000 people in these two major chains that are doing transactions, right? So and also assuming this data is real, right? Assuming this data makes sense, right? So it really shows that there isn't really that a lot of people trading NFTs, right? So it is only just within 30,000-ish people on a daily basis, right? So there is definitely some drop in terms of the trading volume, and this really explains it, right? This really shows us the perspective. Maybe there's a lot of noise in NFT a while back, but right now we are on risk averse mode, so that's why people are trading less NFT. But it is always good to cross-reference our data. If we look at the app radar and then basically see in terms of user, like Magic Eden is 42,000, and then Solana is only 17,000. So it's kind of weird. Like you don't know which one is the most accurate one, right? So number of unique wallet addresses, right? So OpenSea 39,000, and then this one is only like 11,000, right? So we'll have to see. Yeah, this is weird. But then it's just a benchmark for us to see. Actually, it is a very small amount of people trading if we believe in this. But if you believe in this, then it'll be around 40-something-ish thousand people on the last 24 hours doing trading. NFT, some remarkable movement. Someone sold it, bought it by accident. So he had fat fingers. He was gonna sell for 100-something ETH, but then type 10 ETH, and then a bot sniped it. So interesting to see that. But then one of the biggest movement today was actually Red Guy from OSF, I think. So OSF was actually a day trader or something like that. And then he created his own budget, degens and regens, and then now he's into the art scene. So the reason why there was a huge volume for Red Guy is basically Cosmo, our just Snoop actually changed his profile pic into this. So that explains why we have this 100 owner change. But the thing is, I do think this is kind of an art-driven project. I haven't really looked into it a lot. So yeah, but this is the overall market, kind of like it is a mixed market, I would say. But there are some positive things that are happening in certain projects. That's it because of the market, right? So moving on to our daily news, Tron becomes DeFi's third largest blockchain thanks to Terra-Like stablecoins, right? So basically, Tron's algorithmic stablecoin, which we covered, is promising more than 20% per year returns. And so basically, according to DeFi Llama, which we could actually cross-reference right now, and then we look at chains, we'll see that Tron is actually number 3 in terms of the chains. So and you click into it, basically we do see so they kind of announced the algorithmic stablecoin around here-ish, right? So there was some increase, but it still wasn't that high compared to the all-time high, right? So almost reaching the all-time high. The reason for that is because of the algorithmic stablecoin. So yeah, so the USDT isn't backed by anything. It's just governed by a smart contract algorithm. So basically that is kind of similar to UST. So they are promising like 23% rate. So that's why it pumps the token price, and also it pumps the pumps the Tron price. So but the thing is, as an investor, because this is not like USDT, it's not like USDC backed by commercial papers or something like that. This is backed by algorithm, right? So whether it could suffer another UST dump or attack, we have yet to see. It really depends on how much money they have in defending their treasury, right? Another news, mega bullish signal or real breakdown, 5 things to know about Bitcoin this week. I think these are interesting expert look. So basically what happened is that Bitcoin was actually going to the 10th week of red, right? So we see Bitcoin go to 10th week of red. So people were speculating whether we'll close this week red or we'll close it green, because 9 weeks of red is actually a lot, right? Bitcoin seldom have this before. So people are saying that, hey, in my opinion, it's not really looking for bottom ticks, right? So crypto Tony noted that Bitcoin is still in familiar trading range and should clear some key level before considered to have a firm trajectory, right? For him, this is 31,000. So right now, what we're looking at is that we hope that we could break 31,000, right? Because 31,000, okay, let's go to some charts, right? Let's go to trading view. Let us look at Bitcoin on a by days, right? So if they're talking about 31,000, right? So 31,000 is somewhere, okay, around here, right? So I'm not a expert financial advisor or anything, but it's just that I just want to show you why people are saying 31,000, right? All right, so in order to understand this, we'll have to see this, right? So Bitcoin has been trading sideways for some time, and then if you look at this and if you look at the trend line, this is like, let's see, 31,000 is around here, right? So the reason why we're always saying 31,000 is that Bitcoin has always trying to be going up to 31,000, right? But since that lunar dump, it never really crosses 31,000, right? So 31,000 has in some way become like the resistance level, right? So right now we have to cross 31,000 in order to break this resistance and then actually go back to our next support, right? So usually a next support would be a lower low. So usually if we look at this, it could be here. Like, I'm not professional, I don't know what I'm saying, but I just wanted to draw some previous lows, right? So previous lows are usually the previous supports, right? So assuming that if we go to 31,000, it might go back to the previous supports like 32 and then slowly go back to 35, right? But some people were saying that, oh, it could actually push it up all the way to 38, right? Which is another support, right? Which is another low in the past, right? So this could also be another support level. So yeah, like, whether you believe it or not, as I said, on-chain data shows that there is more Bitcoin on reserve. So if I were you, I'll just trade cautiously, right? I wouldn't just FOMO in everything and then expect it to be like 40,000 next month or so, right? There are still a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. So yeah, people were saying that they're always talking about, okay, this support, it is about time to break. Okay, it will make a decision go up or down, right? So that's why they're saying that, oh, we finally broken this descending wedge, right? So and as I say, stocks rebound is a bear market rally, right? So people still believe that we are in a bear market. We are still negative, so that's why it is just a short-term rally, right? But a lot of people are saying that, oh, this is a cycle bottom, but cycle bottom doesn't mean like a week or two or 1 month, right? It could be some significant time. It could be in several months time, right? So if you're looking at this with a few years or 4 or 5 years time span, maybe right now it is a cycle bottom. So I think this is what we're saying. But in the end, no one can say anything, right? The only thing that you can do is actually trade what you can lose. Don't buy more than you could afford. And also keep those stop loss tight, right? If you buy something at a huge dump, set another stop loss at another major support. If it breaks, then it breaks. If it doesn't, and if it goes up, then maybe it is not time to be greedy. And it just slowly dollar cost average out, or maybe even just sell, right? So taking profit and surviving is the most priority right now. Another interesting news: OnlyFans founder to launch Zoop, which is an NFT trading card platform. So the OnlyFans founder Tim Rocky is launching Zoop, which is an NFT trading card platform alongside with other OnlyFans executives, right? So basically what it means is that the reason why I'm sharing this is that, okay, it's gonna offer trading cards to celebrities and blah blah, pretty much the same. And also it's being headed by OnlyFans executives and stuff like that, right? So this project would be family friendly, different from the initial business OnlyFans. First draw on the platform with 500 cards of each influencers. They will be sold by Dutch auction and stuff like that. But interestingly, this would actually be the first batch is here, right? So you can actually mint it, right? So anyway, so the reason why I want to share this article is that actually this would be on Polygon blockchain, right? Which is a Ethereum layer 2. And also they're saying that, oh, actually the Polygon Studios is actually, we're delighted to be working with the soft team as they build up the platforms on Polygon, right? Blah, blah, blah. So I think the really interesting thing is that actually Web 2 founders are now moving to Web 3, right? They want to have a piece of the pie. And could this be a trend, or could it keep happening? I think there is absolutely that possibility. And once they get into the space, we're still gonna be some synergy with the existing platform. Maybe, we don't know, right? So I just want to share this, that actually Web 2 founders are now creating their own project. And to be honest, because they have that Web 2 experience, to a certain extent, there is some sort of foundation, right? Compared to a team with no business acumen or has no business experience to launch their own project, right? So the reason why I think Moonbird is so successful is because of Calvin Rose, right? Calvin Rose has been doing a lot of stuff in the past, and he has a lot of VC connections. And I do think Web 2 founders creating projects in Web 3, if they understand the core values, right? The ethos, if they understand what people are looking for in Web 3, that it would be a possible opportunity for them to create a successful project, right? Another interesting thing is Gucci is launching the latest fashion brand to make a grand entrance into Roblox, right? So basically now there's a Gucci town in Roblox, okay? So there's gonna be so the initiative comes on the heels of other several metaverse experiences from the brand, including a Gucci garden which it launched last year. So what is a Gucci town in Roblox, right? So it is a central garden which connects to other locations, so people can play games, go to a cafe, purchase Gucci apparel, of a virtual store for the avatar. And so this virtual garment are made with Roblox new layer clothing tech, right? So it seems like Roblox do have technology that is specifically for certain brands to help equip the avatars, right? So they have a Gucci inspired game, so that's an interesting take. So the EVP was saying that the starting point is design experience has always been the community, right? But as we all know, Roblox is a huge game that a lot of people play, a lot of children play. So I do think that if you want to educate them, you educate them young. So it really shows that actually brands aren't really just looking into Web3 metaverses, right? Be it like Sandbox with Decentraland and stuff like that. I think brands are actually looking into metaverses or platforms or even just games with a lot of users, right? Because that is the best thing to do. I mean, the reason why you own a Decentraland parcel is that you want people to go there, right? You go there because maybe there's a certain foot traffic, right? So, and also, I mean, not the reason why you want to own, but it's the reason why you want to own it at a central space, right? So I do think that this is interesting. It shows that the metaverse isn't just a Web3 exclusive only thing, but brands are actually considering metaverse or games that has a significant traffic, okay? And this one is more for children, right? Which if you've been watching my stream every day, you'll know that actually Nike did the same as well in Roblox. So it's interesting to see how brands are utilizing the metaverse even right now, right? It's not necessarily that Facebook metaverse that Facebook is talking about, right? So that's it for today. Hope there's more interesting news tomorrow, but it is good to see that we're starting the week with a sea of green. But as I said, I'm always like that. Like I always have to be a voice of reason, saying that, hey, check out the on-chain data. Just be careful. Just be careful. Could it be just a trap? Of course, there's a huge FOMO. Seeing all of these gains I didn't buy, I do have a huge FOMO. But I have to remind myself, be grounded. Just be careful. Just be careful. Okay. I have too much experience in the past, buying this pump, and then in the end it resulted in a dump. So we'll see. I'll keep doing these shows every day, and we all learn together, we all grow together, we all lose and make money together. So that's it. Yeah. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. This is your host Non-Fungible TC signing out.